All right. Do we have a restream link?
Yes, let me go ahead and oh, I'm doing the Facebook thing really quick. It's like so funny to me that we have like a whole system for how to live stream because it's like all just like made up processes, you know? It's
I mean,
like you go
everything's made up if you think about it.
onto the Heroes Journal page and then you post it into Heroes Quarters and it's like
Sure. Yeah.
all these rules, but like there's nothing like I guess like 100% objectively true about these things. They're just the way that we do things.
Makes you think, man.
It really does make you
It's
think.
the ephemeral nature of life in the world.
Mm.
Is there any real thing? Man, man. Blows your mind, man.
It really does.
Yeah.
Alrighty, we got that in there.
Restream, ready to display messages. Heck yeah. I'm ready to receive.
Brian, do you have a mechanical keyboard?
I do. It makes clickety clackety noises.
How do you feel about it? Do you love it?
I've had it for a few years now. I like it. It's very loud though. I get complaints from my wife about it all the time. Like your keyboard's so loud. Clickety clacking over there.
You know, is it necessary? Probably not.
No.
But I
It,
do. I love mine. I love mine more than anything.
it has better response time for my PC games, for
Oh,
my FPSs. Oh, hello, Nicole. Hello, Natasha. Happy New Year to both of you. We're just talking about a couple pro gamers here, how our mechanical keyboards
seriously.
give us better DPS and APM,
Mm.
right? Is that the term?
I don't know. I actually don't
Actions
play
per
FPS.
minute. I think that's what they use in like turn-based strategy games, or not turn-based, real-time RTSs. Like in StarCraft, it's like actions per minute. It was like, oh, how many keystrokes can you do? These
Mm.
South Korean players have insane APM. I think that's the term. Hello,
AP.
Ali. Happy New Year. Who has a mechanical keyboard in chat? Mechanical keyboard gang, rise up. Just kidding. You don't have to rise up. I just thought it'd be cool. I want to say, streamers gotta say things like that sometimes, you know?
But like, there's nothing. You know what I hate is I
Hmm.
hate that there's not a universal way of starting and stopping videos on all video playing platforms. So what I mean by that is some places on the internet will let me pause with my spacebar. Some will not.
Oh,
Some will let me
yeah,
click anywhere and it'll pause. Some I have to click on the pause button. And
sure.
I feel like there should be a law that says we're going to do it one way across all video viewing platforms. So that way there's consistency.
Sorry.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, it's they're doing that with the phone chargers, right? The USB-C is that like that's the new like
Mhm.
international European standard anyway. So, it's not unheard of to standardize these things.
Yeah. I I don't know if I like the whole USB-C thing. I think I do, but I
I
don't know
think
for
it's good.
Can y'all hear me?
yeah.
Hello, Nick.
Howdy, y'all.
What up?
You know,
Just speed watching the end of a movie, that's all.
Did you finish it in time for the stream?
I did. I realized I had 20 minutes left, not 10. So I was,
Yeah, double speed then.
did you
yeah.
watch on YouTube TV?
No, I think I rented it on Amazon.
Because on YouTube you can watch movies on 2x speed.
Double speed,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can't do that on Amazon, but
But you finished it. You did it. You got it in under the wire.
I did. Yeah. I wish I would have given it time to breathe, but here I am.
It was
That was a
fresh
good
in the
movie.
mind. Yeah,
Yeah, it was great.
yeah.
I really quick, Nick, the chat link is in the chat of this Zoom
Oh,
call.
okay.
So if you want it, it's right there.
I was looking for that. Thank you.
And next, before we jump right in, we watched the Hudsucker Proxy.
Yeah. That was my pick.
It was
Boys
great.
boy said, pick a New Year's movie. And I was like, what's the movie that popped in my head first that has a big New Year's scene is Hudsucker Proxy. The big climax takes place in New Year's Eve.
That was a nice touch.
It's kind of an underrated and underseen movie, I think. It's by the Coen brothers. It's the guys who did, say, Raising Arizona, Fargo, No Country for Old Men. They're big movie making boys, and the Hudsucker Proxy kind of came and went, and I don't know if people really saw it. But
Yeah.
it's a screwball comedy. It's that's the genre it's in, because it's based on these old like 1930s and 40s comedy movies by guys like Frank Capra and Preston, what's his last name? Can't remember. Anyway, there's a few. It's like a throwback. It's a throwback.
It is so goofy.
I want to say something really fast. I wouldn't normally interrupt you guys, but
It's okay.
Christy, our hearts go out to you. That is terrible.
That is awful.
To one of your kiddos' classmates.
That's a tough thing to deal with. Yeah. No, all our sympathies, you and your kiddo. That's tough. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. Hopefully us shooting the shoot about a silly movie from the 90s will make you feel better. Maybe. You pick me up. Hudsucker Proxy. It's got laughs. It's got zany gags. It's got amazing miniature city sets. It's great.
I was wondering about that, actually.
Yeah, those miniatures actually is a fun fact. The miniatures in City they use for the buildings and stuff, they use them in the Joel Schumacher Batman movies too. It's like Batman Forever.
I had a feeling it felt sort of almost like every depiction of New York in that time frame, like
the big city. There's a few other movies that use them in too. They made these beautiful miniature cities. So yeah.
I just think it felt like that movie was really expensive. I don't know why, but it felt like a very kind of high budget movie for what for like how, I don't want to say campy, that's not the right word, but just
it's campy a little bit. It's got
you know
high
what I
production
mean?
values as a pretty big names, I think, like Paul Newman and got a
friggin' Steve Buscemi's in it for a
briefly.
second.
Yeah, it's like a beatnik. Yeah.
Like what the heck?
Yeah.
You know what was crazy is the singer guy. Who was wearing like the untied bow tie around his neck.
Yeah, the white suit and everything.
He's like super famous.
Yeah.
Like, but I think he became more famous later in his acting career than he is in this movie.
Who is he? Or what is he in?
I have to pull up his name. I don't remember what it is. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah.
Peter Gallagher is his name.
Oh,
Peter, yeah. Because he's like a really big, not like really big, but I would say he's like a B-list actor.
He's become a Hollywood guy since then.
Yeah. Also, the guy who plays Smitty.
Oh, that's Bruce Campbell. We watched Evil Dead 2 last in October.
That's right.
Because you know why? It's because Sam Raimi co-wrote this movie.
That makes
The Coen brothers and Sam Raimi were all roommates when they lived in Hollywood together. They had a house together.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say, are they all Michigan?
And
Michigan
Sam
guys?
Raimi actually directed the scene with the kid doing the hula hoop stunts. Sam Raimi directed that part. He came in as a guest director for the kid just like doing the hula hoop around his neck, and all the kids like screaming and running to the store.
That was like a kind of a long time to spend doing that. That makes more sense now, actually.
It's really funny though. Like it's just so.
I know, like
they picked the best kid for. He's a super serious looking little boy, just like doing these crazy hula hoop stunts, and everyone's watching Slackjaw, like, oh my god.
I thought that was one of the best analogies for business.
Me too. Me too. I was sitting there, I was like, this should be shown in like every business 101 class. Like this is exactly what supply and demand is. Like all the stickers. I'm like, you see it go down, and it's like free with purchase, then it goes back up, and then it goes even higher than it was supposed to be. Like,
the product idea is so funny.
For kids.
When it said that on the poster, I was
like, it's all circles with Norville. It's all circles.
Yeah, all circled.
You got the coffee cup that marks needs to go to Hudsucker Corporation.
right.
I love when he shows the sketch and he flips it upside down as if, as if it's
Yeah.
I
And then
think you
there's the
did do that.
frisbee, and then
at
the
the end.
straw.
That's the ending. Is he invents another, for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had the boys in R&D make one of these.
The halo,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
there's a
Halo.
lot of circle stuff.
In a
He
big,
couldn't bat
the
a
big
pen.
angular, square city,
Yeah.
he
And the
brings
big
circles in, new ideas.
the clock
Yeah.
is a hard hitting motif,
Yep,
but
the circles.
I like
I
it.
will say my one thing I didn't love about that movie is I felt like the good and evil battle between the scraper, like the Grim Reaper guy, and the timekeeper guy. I just like it felt forced.
I will say I kind of choppy fast forwarded through that part. And I was like, wait, why are these guys fighting? I was honestly so confused.
Yeah, it doesn't really have any relevance to the movie. I think it's just supposed to be funny. It's just like
Yeah.
like it's
That
heightened.
makes
It's not realistic in any way. It gets so silly
Mm-hmm.
by the end. The fact that his life is saved because dentures are caught in the gear in the clock. Like
Mm-hmm.
just and that stops time. Like it's so brilliant. It's so stupid, but I love it. I say stupid. It's supposed to be funny. It's like it's not supposed to be a nonsensical and like
Yeah.
and over the top.
Yeah.
So
It really felt, this is probably just like me not being very experienced in your head canon, Ryan. This felt like a Terry Gilliam, like I felt like he should have directed this in a weird way.
yeah, I could see it. As a lot of Brazil comparisons, right? Like
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
business farce. You got like these crazy like zooming cameras and like zipping around and actors doing these
Yeah.
really big performances.
Yeah, when they're in the mailroom, I was like, this is so,
It's
and then
so
like
Brazil.
take a
Yeah.
moment of silence. And it's like, all right, that moment of silence will be deducted from your
Mhm.
paycheck. It's like this is like Monty Python. It's like
Yeah.
so
Yeah, so
um
so Victoria, we're talking about the Hudsucker Proxy, the Coen Brothers
yeah.
movie. Yes. Um,
It's
I
such
had
a
I had the
I
boys watch
really
it.
enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm glad you guys liked it. It's one of my favorite Coen Brothers movies, and I don't think it gets a lot of love, but I think it's hilarious. And I don't know, it's just so fun. I don't know. Every part, every character does something funny in it. I love Jennifer Jason Leigh's voice every time I watch this. It's sort of being like, that was the mashed potatoes, but here's the gravy, Smitty. Like the whole like like the transatlantic sort of like fat
Yeah.
stocking dame. While she's yelling out all the crossword clues to the guy behind her. It's so good.
I know that whole scene was like thick with dialogue. I was
It's
like
just rapid
really,
fire, bam,
I
bam.
was like,
Yeah.
wow, I can't even process this. I loved, I think like one of my favorite scenes was like that narration when she walks into the cafe
Mm-hmm.
and she first meets him, and it's like
Yeah.
this that
There's
whole scene
those
is
two
just
guys like kind of talking about what's happening. Yeah.
there are a ton of just narrations in this movie with different narrators.
Yeah.
Like there was one point where John Goodman was narrating. I paused it and I was like, that's John Goodman's voice. It's just one of the many narrators in this
One of the many narrators. Yeah, there's funny
like
stuff. Like, multiple narrators. It does the thing where there's like there's a flashback from someone else's memory. Like when he catches him
yeah.
by the pants, he's like,
Yeah,
the double stitch, it lasts forever. And then he's like, oh no, my pants are ripping. And then it flashes back to a memory that he didn't have of the
yeah.
guy being like, oh, Mr. Muzzleburger, my friend, I'm gonna give him 2 stitches.
It
It's
was
like,
such a good misdirect because they showed the guy like downstairs.
yeah,
He's
right.
like, he's like, is anyone else gonna fly out the window? And you're kind of waiting for him, and he just never falls out
No,
of the
no.
window. I was like, that was well played.
Just such silly stuff with the structure of the story and how it's told and like,
And he lights a cigar hanging upside. It's
yeah,
like this is crazy.
yeah.
I love it. You don't see movies like this
They don't
anymore.
make them like this anymore. It's true.
I was
Yeah.
thinking that exact thing. I was like, a movie like this could not exist in our current like big
Like,
budget, high marketing. Like it just doesn't like movies don't get made like that.
I just don't know if there's a market for it, but I think there
I will say
is.
this. I will say this, and this is a loose defense, but um, Hundreds of Beavers,
Oh, yeah.
which has done really well. And to Ryan's point earlier, we were talking about like kind of our favorite movies of the year. I feel like it is getting recognized. I've seen a lot of top 10 lists this year, and people are sort of classifying it as like a slapstick comedy. And I think that's actually, I would say that I feel like this movie is also like there's a lot of slapstick comedy in it. Like a lot of it is like dry and sort of like narrative, but there's like a lot of slapping and a lot of like people falling out of
A lot of
windows and
physical comedy, right?
tons of
Yeah.
physical comedy. And I was like thinking that I was like, oh, is this like is like kind of the Three Stooges dead? Like
Yeah.
that
We don't
was
really have
kind of
physical
slapstick.
comedies like that anymore. I mean, like
But I think
Hundreds of
Hundreds of
Beavers.
Beavers is it's like maybe there is a lane for this, and it's
I
kind of
mean, before
nice.
that, I mean, like the Jackass movies are super successful, and that's entirely physical comedy.
Hmm.
Like
Good
it's real
point.
life, but like there's people falling down is fun, like
Yeah,
zany like pratfalls and things like that.
yeah.
Um,
It
yeah,
was yeah,
I,
so
I I think
silly.
it's a movie that was already it was in the 90s. It was thrown back to like an earlier time already, so it really could not be made today unless they want to do another throwback to that time period. Um,
Hmm.
but it's such a weird little thing. I'm glad it exists, and I think it's a
Yeah.
good movie.
My last thing I want to say about this movie is you could tell me it's a Python movie and I believe you. Like
There's that
100%.
absurd sense of humor, right? Like
Yeah.
that's definitely the tone it strikes.
But it's also
Nothing can be taken seriously.
it's not just the tone, like the humor. It's like the way they speak is
Mm,
very ever like I think if you looked at a transcript of that movie, you could you could probably find a joke in every single line of dialogue.
it's rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not all the
Yeah.
jokes hit, but when they do, the ones that there's more hits than misses, I would say. I think.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I laughed really hard at one point. I can't remember what it was because it just moves really fast.
Hmm.
But no, you're right, Kyle. It feels like they told all the actors to go watch like Monty Python before they got on the actual shoot or on the set, you know, because
Yeah.
it is delivered that way.
All these fast talking old comedies. I think that's kind of what they're basing it
Yeah.
on, like the Happened One Night, and even like something like um, It's a Wonderful Life. That's Frank Capra. That's one of his. So like that's the tone they're going for. Is kind of like especially again
Yeah.
with the character like Jennifer Jason Leigh's character Amy. It's just like just rapid fire, talking fast.
Yeah,
That's how they talk
she
back then. Get rapid fire jokes. Stay with them out.
kind of
Go Eagles.
steals
I'm a
the show.
Muncie girl. Yeah.
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 Oh yeah, I remember the part. It was when he's like, I think he asks her to go to like a play or something,
Yeah.
and she slaps him. But he's like, no reaction. He's like, Oklahoma? Like,
That's such a good
it's
gag. Yeah.
so stupid.
He's such an adult. It's great. It's an innocent bumpkin in this.
Yeah, because it is very 90s humor, but it's like turned up because they're like, oh, but it's in the 50s, so it's even
Yeah.
more like I don't know. I love it. I think it was great.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm rating. I think I rate this movie like an 8.5 out of 10.
I think that's fair.
This is
Uh,
on the Ebert scale. The
Like
Roger.
what it's trying to do versus how it succeeded at it, right?
I think so. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ending definitely lost me. I honestly hardly watched it. I should probably go back and actually finish it, but
It needs a little again, it does have to have you have to suspend belief, right? That like the whole stopping time thing. Like it feels like there should be a consequence here, but there's not really. Um, but
yeah, yeah.
um yeah, I can see that losing you by the end. Just being like, oh, wait a minute. No. It's been somewhat grounded, but this is way sillier than anything else in the movie. Um,
That's true. The movie does prep you for the crazy ending a little bit. Or
a little
like,
bit, but
oh, oh,
like
now you
it's still
want
like it's a little unsatisfying. It's a little anticlimactic. You're like, oh, okay. That's how he gets out of it. Like you see him jump off the building, you're like, oh no, how is he gonna get out of this one? Like,
yeah.
it's gonna happen. And then time stopped because the teeth got stuck in the gears. Yeah.
I love when a movie, I always think this way when a movie shows kind of the beginning of the ending right at the beginning, you know? They're like, what's
Mm.
gonna happen? Because that's how the movie starts, right? As he steps out onto the thing.
Jumping off the building, yeah.
The whole movie you're kind of thinking like, okay, I know this is gonna happen somehow. I like that editing choice because I don't think for this movie they had to do that. I think they could have just played it sort of all the way through,
Yeah.
and like it would have just hit a little different. And so I don't know. I like when they
Yeah.
like
It
movies do
circles
that.
back around, yeah. Story about how jumped off the 44th floor.
I love the elevator guy too.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's not really a bellhop, is he?
He's
He's
like
just
an
like a
operator, I guess.
yeah.
So many good like little minor
He's
characters.
with he ends up with Pamela Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it Pamela? I thought it was there's another Playboy bunny, I thought, wasn't it?
Maybe I was wrong
I
about
think
that.
It was Anna Nicole Smith, I think.
You're
Mm.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Either
you're
way,
right.
it's the blonde, busty woman that,
Yeah, just like ridiculous.
is out of his league. Yeah.
Come on. That was a
I
good one.
think I give it a 9-2.
Wow.
Nice.
High praise for
Um,
Hudsucker Proxy.
And I think the reason I like it so much is I think that circle bit is one of the best, like, thinking stupid jokes I've ever seen. I think I genuinely cannot think of a funnier, more like intelligent, stupid joke than that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're all just circles.
Everything comes up with circles. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because I really had no idea. Because I'm thinking like, oh, this is gonna be like a really profound like thing that makes sense to him, and it's literally just
The hula hoop. But then you see it, you're like, oh my God, this is like one of the most successful toys of all time.
It's for kids.
For kids.
Yeah, because everyone's like, what? You're like, oh no, it's for kids.
For kids. And they're laughing at
Um,
him in the boardroom, and like the kids are going crazy for it. It's great. It's great. I didn't think about it being shown in business school, but I think it'd be fun for a bunch
no,
of MBAs to watch this movie and see what they think of it.
literally, it's like just that one scene.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised that that has never been brought up.
Maybe
Yeah,
a cool professor has somewhere, some cool business
yeah,
professors showing
Takes the straw and like turns it.
yeah. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
But it's perfect. He's a moron. He's an idiot. No one's gonna buy this. He's a patsy. They'll take the stock. Yeah.
I love it.
It goes to show like the whole argument. This is like a business thing, but like it's not about the product, it's about the people who are using the product. And it's like it doesn't have to be genius, it just has to be usable. It's just like it just is so smart to me. And then the frisbee and
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah.
How about you, Ryan? What's your grade?
It's hard for me to judge. I love this movie. It's not my favorite Coen Brothers movie, but it's up there. I think Raising Arizona is maybe a more better, more better. Come on, Ryan. Yeah, probably around an eight and a half out of 10. I love this movie. It's really fun. I just wish there was more like it. And again, if I want more movies like this, go watch old black and white comedies and have a good time. But there's a market for it. I think they're still funny. They're still charming. Just get a bunch of like goofy character actors together and doesn't take a ton to make it happen. I don't know. I think it'd be very easily done today, but I think sure the studios are like, there's no market for that. No one cares about those old silly comedies, physical acting. I would
So
disagree.
I think it's a good time to ask this question. I think that it's going to be a little bit like fake philosophical, so you're going to make fun of me, but I'm going to ask it anyways.
Okay.
I was listening to this like podcast the other day, and they were talking about how like 15 years ago, Joe Rogan was on this podcast, and he was like, if you were the hero in a movie, what's the first thing the hero would do? Right? Like thinking of your life as if you were like the main character in a movie.
Okay.
I don't want to ask you that question. What I want to ask you is if your life was a movie right now, let's say the last 6 months and the next 6 months, what movie is it most like?
Interesting.
Tough question to answer.
It is.
Or what movie would you want it to be like? I think my life's a little Walter Mitty right now. I'll give you an example. I think my life's a little Walter Mitty. I think that the working remotely, like you're kind of like in your house, like it's like you're kind of like you're in your area and you're like responding to customer service emails and you're just doing all this stuff. And I kind of like think about all the great stuff that's outside of my apartment. So I think my life's a little Walter Mitty right now.
Oh, Walter Mitty. Interesting. Okay. I mean, Flights of Fancy. Are you imagining yourself other places? And
I think so. Like,
yeah,
I would say there's parts of that. Yeah, for sure.
I have an answer. I know you didn't ask me technically.
I asked both of you.
those.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry if I felt like I only asked Ryan. I asked both of you.
No, I don't have. Go ahead.
That's right. I'm gonna say The Holdovers.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I did recently watch it, so I do have some recency bias, but I think that with the holidays and kind of the New Year's, I like The Holdovers because it's a story about like people not wanting to be where they're at, but having to like slow down kind of because the holidays and sort of like what they're wanting or what they're looking for is only found in them being forced to slow down a little bit. And I feel like that is sort of what, especially the gap between like Christmas, December 25th and like New Year's is. It's like I just felt so restless and I was like, I should be getting back to work and stuff. And I just kind of was like, I'm just gonna like try to relax. I'm gonna try to not, throw myself into hero's journal work right away. Like I'm gonna like slow down. So I think that, and also just feeling like more stuff is coming, and I'm sort of eager to get there, but it's okay to let it kind of come as it comes, and not like try to fast forward it. That's how I've been feeling. Like The Holdovers.
Nice. Good answer. I don't know if I have an answer. I've been really thinking hard about this. This is a hard question to think about.
Mm, it is.
Yeah.
If you want me to
Gosh.
buy some time,
Yeah,
I
vamp a little
can.
bit. Okay.
So I was really curious because that building that a lot of the scenes in the Hudsucker Proxy are filmed in is gorgeous. I was like, this is such a cool, like old business building. Surely this is in New York, and it is not. It is in Chicago. Uh, the building is still there, which is pretty cool. It's built in 1930. It's called what's it called? Merchandise Mart, which doesn't sound like a giant old building, but it is.
Okay.
The Merchandise Mart. It was filmed there and then also on a bunch of sound stages in North Carolina. Pretty cool. I like it. I'm so fascinated with movies like set in cities and then not being filmed there at all.
Yeah,
I think
right.
I don't know
Yeah.
why, but that makes me laugh. Because it feels like a New York movie. It's weird.
It
It
does.
feels like a model being photoshopped. You know what I mean? It's like, well, why can't any city feel like these movies? And it's like, well, because none of these movies are actually they're filmed in one place. They're filmed in like 15 different places, taking all the best things from all their favorite cities and filming there. So that's how I feel about what you just said.
Yeah. Okay, my life has been Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers.
Oh.
You seen The Wrong Trousers?
Is that the one with the penguin?
With the penguin and the pants that are robotic.
Please elaborate.
It's elaborate. I mean, I feel like there's been parts of my life that have been I've been having to. There's a part at the end. I think it's. By the way, if I have to pick a movie in the future, I might pick The Wrong Trousers. It is perfect. Half hour of perfect animation. There's been times lately where I feel like Gromit. Gromit in that movie has been supplanted by a penguin pretending to be a chicken, who's stolen his room from him basically, and the world has felt a little out of control sometimes. And there's a part at the end, obviously, where he's exposed, and there's a chase on the train set in their house, and Gromit's having to put those tracks down in front of the train as the train's moving, and I felt like having to do that this past year, going forward. Everything turns out okay, of course. Feathers McGraw gets put in jail at the end. He gets put to the zoo. But, there are times where it feels like I'm trying to keep ahead of this evil penguin that's trying to ruin my life. And only somewhat successfully at times, but I get out okay. I feel like it's going to be all right. But the problem is, literally just today, they dropped the sequel. The sequel to that one, Vengeance Most Foul, is the sequel. It's got Feathers McGraw's out of jail. He's back. The penguin's back. I'm really excited to watch it. So maybe my life is going to go downhill again, but we'll see. I say downhill. It wasn't bad. I just felt like I had some parts of my life that were out of control, and I felt like there were some things that I was not, everyone else seemed normal with them, and I was like, no one sees what I'm seeing here. This sucks. Why aren't you looking at what I'm looking at? Which is what Wallace does the whole movie. He's like, oh, there you go, chap, putting my slippers on. And the penguin kind of like looks at Gromit, and Gromit just like no, I don't trust this guy. This guy sucks. You know, I felt like that quite a bit this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Is it? Okay. I'm glad I think about it a little bit. But
Answer.
yeah.
I was thinking about that, the little measuring tape that the penguin uses.
Get the
Yeah.
window.
Like,
Oh
I
man.
remember thinking as a kid, I was like, you could totally do that.
If you're
Um,
like a penguin, you definitely could. If you yeah. It all physically makes sense.
so it's clever. I heard that this is like the last Wallace and Gromit movie, the one that just came out.
It's like ran out of
Because
clay, right?
yeah, they ran out of clay, which feels not.
Like the company that makes the clay went out of business. So it's like, oh no, that's all they have left.
I don't know. It feels like the plot of a '90s movie.
It does. It does. It's gonna be some clay heist or something,
We
right?
ran out of clay. Yeah, like I'm like, really? Does that happen? I guess so. I don't know.
Isn't clay by its nature reusable?
I think with the plasticine they use for Wallace and Gromit, like I don't know if they can reuse it so well. I think is it's under lights and it has to be like treated so it doesn't like melt on set and once they make the little
Yeah.
puppets, they're kind of made forever, I think. So
Yeah. I'd also imagine if they do it the same way that they did the older ones, like maybe stop motion has evolved and like the suppliers that make stuff like claymation don't really exist anymore because claymation might not exist as
I know
much. Like
I know like a lot of the newer ones they use like Leica, like people who make like Coraline and what's the most recent one? A bunch of Kubo and the Two Strings and stuff. But they do
yeah,
like
yeah,
3D printing for all their stop motion now, like for the heads. The
yeah.
bodies are made of like they like make molds of them. It's like plasticine or whatever, but then the heads are 3D printed individually per so they can do perfect lip sync. It's crazy. They animate it in 3D program. They print each individual frame of it as an individual head, excuse me, and then they put that on the head for the frame they need. It's crazy. It's crazy.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's a different world now, I guess. And Aardman, hope they
I,
find their way to make movies. I love their stuff.
one of my favorite things about like before digital age
Mhm.
is what people thought was the most effective way to make a movie. It was like, I'm going to build like 1,000 clay figurines. Like
Yeah.
that's the easiest way to do it.
I'm not sure if it's the easiest way. I think it's just like a different technique, right? Like they could have, I think it's just a different way of doing things, but it's not about what's easiest necessarily, what's most effective. I think it's just what are they going for? What's the vibe? What's the look? What's the style?
I,
You know?
I think it's more than just like how difficult claymation is overall, but just
Mhm.
thinking about there being somebody who works at a business and their entire job, 40 to 50 hours a week, is to just ride the elevator and take inner office messages
Yeah.
to different floors.
Yeah.
Like
Someone's got to do it, right?
it's a
Not,
career. Like
email doesn't exist yet. They gotta get the mail somehow.
it's like what does that resume look like before and after? It's like, what skills do you have? I can ride an
I
elevator.
I know how to hit buttons pretty well and carry envelopes, and I'm great with people.
Yeah.
The girl I bagged on New Year's Eve, gosh dang.
I play a mean game of telephone.
Yeah, right. He does.
Um, have you guys ever seen Mad God? Have you heard of this before?
Mad God is so good. Phil Tippett.
Have you
Yes,
seen it?
I
Okay,
have. It is so
I haven't seen
gross.
it. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I just in terms of we're talking about claymation,
Stop
I
motion,
guess.
yeah. It's extremely
Stop motion.
upsetting, but it's so good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's just because
I've
how do you like goop? How do you feel about goop, Nick? Do you like things getting little goopy guys? That guy's getting like squashed and turned to goop. Are you okay with this?
I think I'm fine with that.
Okay, all right. Maybe you like it then. I don't know.
I
Like
just heard that he didn't he like just make it in his basement over the
He was
course of like
his own side
20
project.
years.
Yeah, because
Okay. Okay.
Phil Tippett is the guy who did all the stop motion for like the Star Wars movies. He did like
Mm,
the AT-ATs and the Rancor. He did work on Jurassic Park when it came out. He's like a legend as far as like making special effects and like. But yeah, Mad God was his little side project he'd had going for like 10 years, and then I think he did a crowdfunding thing to fund it, the rest of it, like to get it distributed. Um,
wow.
it's great. Like not it's like nothing else. It's really nasty and he's got gross with it. And there's some really the story doesn't don't watch it for the story. Just watch it for the vibes. It's a vibes movie. You gotta watch it for
That's
the
what
vibes.
I, that's
Yeah.
what I figured. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll
I've
pick
I've like watched the trailer for it multiple times because it is so visually Interesting.
it's beautiful, just in a nasty, gross way.
Okay. All right.
He raised
Oh.
$124,000 for this movie.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he'd want to distribute it properly and make it get what it deserved. But yeah, actually, speaking of Phil Tippett, he recently worked on. Are you guys watching Skeleton Crew at all? The Star Wars show that's been coming
I
out.
haven't. No,
I don't know if
is
you're
it
into the
good?
Star Wars shows. It's really good. It's really good. But he actually worked on the last episode. There's a stop motion crab monster. They didn't do it in CGI. They did it in stop motion. And they're like, we
That's
need
pretty
Phil
cool.
Tippett to do this crab for us because he did the old stop motion for Star Wars. So I thought that was pretty cool. They pulled him out, at least his studio. I'm not sure if he worked on it directly, but like, we need Phil Tippett's guys to make us a crab. They could have
Someone
done it
get
in
Phil.
computer, but they want to make it look like the old Star Wars. So I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool. I like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of rubber heads and physical special effects in Skeleton Crew. So if you guys haven't watched it yet,
Is it worth a watch?
I like it. It's like Goonies with space pirates.
Is it where does it rank on your Star Wars?
Jude Law's in it.
Jude Law is in it. He's amazing in it. It hasn't ended yet. There's still 2 more episodes, so it depends on how it sticks the landing. I
Okay.
think Andor is probably still the best Star Wars show. Maybe Mando season 1, but I think it's up there with Mando season 1. I really like it. It's like a show with kids in it, though the kids aren't annoying. The kids are all really charming. You like them all. They have really good personalities, and they're one of the best new droids in years. You got SM-33. He's like this old pirate droid who has like a mouse living in his eye. Um,
Mm, That's pretty cool.
it's all practical. He's a physical puppet they built.
Wow.
They CGI sometimes, but most half the time he's like a physical model.
This is cool.
It also looks like Urkel's in it.
He is. He's a bounty hunter. Or he's a pirate. He's like works for the pirate crew, like the bad pirate crew.
Well,
That's
yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, anyway, I again, if you guys into Star Wars, I've been kind of burned out on some of the Star Wars shows. I thought Ahsoka was kind of a wet fart. I thought Kenobi was really bad. Mando is kind of in my mind diminishing returns, but Skeleton Crew is trying something different, and I think it's fun. So
The Acolyte was another one.
Acolyte was one I thought was more interesting than good. I think it probably could be edited into like a better show, but
Sure.
yeah.
It would be a good show if it was something.
If it was something different.
If it was good.
I liked parts of it. I like a lot of the ideas in Acolyte. I thought took some bold swings. I love a good bold swing.
Sure.
But
I also think
it just didn't really hit as well as it probably could have.
I love it.
Nicole mentions you should talk to Doug Aberl if you want to get an inside view of the claymation industry. He's on Facebook and used to work for Will Vinton Studios. You could probably convince him to come on a live stream. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, Will Vinton Studios, they're the guys who did like the California Raisins, all those old claymation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a cool thing. It's got a killer mustache too.
I'd have to look at my friend Doug here. I haven't heard the name, but he worked at Will Vinson. He probably knows what he's talking about.
You know what time I do think it is, though?
Hmm.
I think it's time for us to brag a little bit.
Oh, brag a clock, of course. How could I looked at the clock and sure enough.
Look, it just said BRAG right
the
there.
the big clock.
Crazy. First
There's
brag o'clock, 2025.
Whew.
Right. New year, new brags.
Gosh. Quarter century blood brag.
Yeah. Well, also, if you guys haven't yet, make sure you get your names into the document so we can do our free journal Friday after we do some braggadocious brags.
Yeah, Ryan, you want to give us your best brag o'clock pun remix? Like, what do you like? We used to make a fun thread. So like I would do like bragaccini, o'clockachini.
Bragaccini.
Brago Baggins.
Say, hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my brag time gal.
Oh.
Type it out.
That was a good one.
That was my little dancing. That was Michigan J Frog.
That was nice.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my brag time gal. This last name's produced Aberly. Okay, thank you, Nicole. I don't embarrass us if we ever talk to this nice fellow. I would hate to embarrass
Nicole, is
myself.
it pronounced a braggerly or
a braggerly? I think maybe some letters there. I think
yeah, a braggerly o'clockily.
Yeah,
rolls right off the tongue.
Love it.
I like
All
when
right, y'all.
bring up Brian Clock and 17 people just flood in. They're like, I
Yeah,
got some stuff.
what I did.
I
Or
love it.
maybe if you don't have a brag for this new year yet, maybe you have a like biggest brag from last year. I don't know. What do you got?
Ooh,
While
Bills
we're,
to the
while, while we're waiting for brags, I have a little thing I want to say. I have
Okay.
a little thing I want to say right now.
okay, what do you got?
Hot take
Um,
incoming.
I was at my girlfriend's parents' house for the holidays, and they have a dog that if you even say the word walk, it just gets like hyped. Just like we're
That's
going on a walk. We're
so,
going on a
so
walk.
if the dog's watching the live stream right now, they're freaking out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, come on, Kyle.
Um, and I was like, I wish that there was something that I got so excited about that people had to like had to like not say it. You know what I mean? Like I
They
wish
just they just spell it out around you.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Talk about a happy existence where you can just say
Yeah.
one word and it just
Mm.
lights you
Your
up.
life just changes immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be a good interview question. You're like, hey,
What,
what is your dog walk word?
yeah. What is your
What's
word that
your
your owner would have to spell
WBLK?
out around you instead of saying out loud? Right.
Yeah, Taco Bell or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is it?
Going to TACOBELL. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wagging your tail. Good Lord.
I
All right.
love
Bragitude.
it.
Bragitude. Okay, we got one brag in.
We have
We got
two
two
so far.
brags in. Count them two brags, friends. Let's
Do you
read
have
um,
them.
anything close? Do you have anything close to your WALK?
A word that gets me hype.
Like an idea.
An idea, a
an, i-
concept.
an idea.
Or like an event. Or like a
Anything Lord of the Rings, for sure. Anything, but it has to be kind of like in like the context I wouldn't expect it in. My ears perk up. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, we're talking Lord of the Rings.
Tell me more.
Florence Pugh, my celebrity crush. It's her
Okay.
birthday today, so
Really?
happy
Happy birthday,
happy birthday,
Florence.
babe, wherever you are.
Florence, happy birthday.
To the
Loved,
world.
loved you
Gosh,
Midsummer. You're great.
she's just so busy. We haven't talked in a long time, but
Yeah.
she's just so busy.
She has that great husky voice too.
Oh yeah,
Kind of like that like sounds like she's been smoking forever. It's just her voice.
we love Florence.
She's great.
Donuts is another one. Anytime anyone mentions a
Donuts.
donut, just go. I could eat a donut right now. I could have just finished 10 donuts, and I would be like, I could eat a donut again right now.
Donut
I need
o'clock.
to go to Sidecar Donuts.
You do.
Give
Sidecar
it
is
a
great.
try.
You have any great donut places, Ryan?
Donut places? Not, there's a really good. It's not donuts, but in Ann Arbor there is this. It's a cinnamon roll place, and all the cinnamon rolls are vegan, which makes them
Mmm.
healthy, even though they're like 2,000 calories per. They're amazing though. They're so good. Holy shit!
Uh,
It's called Cinnaholic. I think they were actually on Shark Tank. I think.
yeah, that sounds familiar actually.
It might be a
Cinnaholic.
chain, but anyway, there's one in Ann Arbor. They have like a few locations, and one's in Ann Arbor. I think the other one's in like California somewhere. So
Beautiful.
we got some brags rolling in.
I'll start us off. I'll
Yeah,
start off
start
with
reading them, Kyle.
Melanie.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Melanie said, I meet with a new professional regarding eating sugar issues. Step one on addressing my 2025 first quarter goal.
Nice.
That's really great. I also really, really like sugar, so I understand that.
We just talked about donuts, so yeah,
It's true. That's a great brag though. It's hard to
Yeah.
that's like a real step towards towards a quest. I love that.
yeah.
I'm gonna respond to Nicole's. Nicole's brag is not much of a brag. She said, but I'm still alive, which I would argue is a great brag. I'm recovering from pneumonia. That
Yeah.
is
Yikes.
a bummer to hear, but I'm glad that you're still alive, and I think that is a brag.
You know, and 100 years ago, you'd have been dead already. So that's great. I'm glad you're alive. I like you here, Nicole.
Yeah.
Devora says, bragging. I shampooed my carpets. Phew, what a job. You know what? Good for you. Shampooing your carpets kind of sucks because you have to kind of like wear shoes in your house for a little bit afterwards because it's all wet. You have to like be careful and like but it always pays off. You're always like, I'm glad I did this, but it is kind of an undertaking. So good
That
job.
is a great brag. Wow.
Yeah. Banny Bunch said paid off 3 credit cards so far in the past 2 months. Have a
Wow.
ways to go, but we're making progress.
That's
That's
huge.
amazing.
3?
Great brag.
Wow.
Good for you.
Jeffrey over on YouTube said, brag, recently purchased 2 baby cockatiels. How you say that?
Cockatiels. Yeah.
Cockatiels. I lost my original 2 cockatiels over the summer. Oh my gosh. One was 20 years old.
I didn't know they were allowed that
Sad.
long. That's sad, but that's great. New
Aw.
babies. That's so cute.
Well, yeah, you got some new life. It's a great
Mhm.
brag.
New
What a good start to the year.
Absolutely. New year,
Beautiful.
new cockatiels, new birds.
That's what they say.
New birds, new brags. Victoria says from YouTube, my brag, I kept internal peace despite great upheaval in my life and the world around me. That is understandable. I mean, that's tough. So good for you for keeping your head level and not letting the world get you down.
Might be the most well-written brag of the day.
That's a powerful brag, true.
Yeah. Gorgeous.
Yeah. So I'm on Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
I survived 2024. Hey, that's
Hey.
big. Honestly, I'm hearing some pretty bad reviews on 2024. I haven't seen a lot of people have good reviews in 2024. And hey, the good news is it can't hurt us anymore. It's over.
No,
Yeah.
it's in the rear view.
That's true. I think a lot of people feel that way, Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Me included.
Let's see. Ashley says on YouTube, I started a new heroes planner for the new school semester as a teacher. Excited to fill it. Cool. Have fun with it, Ashley.
Ew.
I don't know if you
Love
know,
it.
but I'm a big fan of the heroes planner. I know the guy who worked on it, and I think he did a pretty good job. So it's a lot of fun.
I heard the guy went crazy.
He did. And he's in an asylum now. They found his journals. It just became gibberish.
Wait, I thought a penguin stole his pants.
I think that was it might be connected. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy the planner.
Guys, I have really good news, by the way.
Okay.
I have a brag for international supply chain. The planners got to the warehouse yesterday and are going to be counted and put into inventory either today or Monday.
You're talking V2?
B2,
What? This
which
is good
means
news.
pre-orders can be shipped out as early as next Monday or Tuesday.
Oh, heck yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Y'all pre-ordered a new planner. Get hype. That's awesome.
One of the things that people, especially me, don't really think of is that like, oh, it's here. We can start sending them. There's like 5 steps before they can actually start to get fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, they're at
Takes
the
a long
warehouse.
time.
Fine. It's like, no, they have to like count them and put them in the right place and get them put into
Right.
inventory. It's a whole thing. So, but we're almost there.
Yep. It's true. It's a lot of things that have to happen.
Christy is gonna round us out for brag o'clock.
Okay.
Christy tracked every single outgoing expense for the entire month of December. It was very eye-opening. That's hard.
Yeah. That's a tough look in the mirror right there. But
Yeah.
especially for December, all the gifts you're buying,
Yeah.
But good for you.
Yeah.
That's a great brag.
It is. It's a tough thing to do, but it's important.
So
Budgeted. A lot of people talk about chocolate they put in their sugar, or sugar in their coffee in their sugar. What? Nicole says she used 3 teaspoons of white chocolate in her coffee. Good gravy. That sounds decadent. Just
It does sound decadent.
simply delightful. Decadent. I'm not a coffee guy, but
White chocolate.
yes.
I like to pride myself in being a person who really likes coffee, but isn't necessarily a coffee snob.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll drink diner coffee, I'll drink gas station coffee. You put coffee in front of me, I'll drink it. Aside from one place, that is Dutch Brothers. I don't like Dutch Brothers.
We're slamming Dutch Brothers on this stream, y'all.
Dutch Bros.
Dutch Bros, if you're watching,
Coming for you. I think it's like that's just a Pacific Northwest thing, right?
Well, the reason I thought that is because Nicole was talking about their coffee preference.
Yeah.
Oregon. And so I just
Right.
it just popped in my brain and it just made me I had to say something.
Yeah. Good call out. That's a good call out.
So, anyways, Nicole, if you love Dutch Bros, I understand, but I don't like it. So
Each their own.
I don't know why I'm so mean to the Dutch Bros right now. Anyways, there's this little thing that happens every Friday that we do.
Is that so?
There's this little form in the comments where you can put your name in. And then after that name is put in, we put all those names on a mystical wheel. A
Oh.
wheel that holds the future quest in its hands. And that wheel decides who is ready for their next quest.
How can one become part of this wonderful wheel, Kyle? This is intriguing to me.
It seems as though everyone here has joined the wheel.
Oh, good.
So all that needs to be done is the wheel needs to be spun.
What will happen?
All that needs to be done is the
Is
wheel
to
should be spun.
Now, what
All that needs
happens
to be.
if the wheel comes up your name? What happens?
You send a quick little message to support at the Hero Journal, and you say,
Well,
hey,
first you have to throw something in the comments so that we
you're right.
know that you're here. Because if we don't say anything, we have to spin again. We have to do the whole seance and we have to spin it again. But
By the way, we've had to do a quadruple spinner before. We don't want to do that.
We do not want to do that.
We do not want a quadruple spin.
no, this 2025 is the year of we're saying goodbye to the quad spins.
By the way, it looks like It Is a Good Day signed up twice.
Cheater.
But
it's all right.
Victoria Austin is our winner today.
Victoria, come on down. Are you alive in the chat still?
Victoria Austin.
Yeah.
He gave the wheel a mighty spin, and it came up as Victoria Austin. Come on down to collect your prize. Let us know that you're alive.
That was
Keep going. This is good. This is great.
And an email.
Jocelyn gave us a
and an email
on the writing, and
Yes.
yes,
She screamed in the chat to let us know that she lives. Email us to let us know what we should be gives.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, is he drunk?
Oh, I'm cryptic.
I'm wise and cryptic.
I'm wise and cryptic and speaking in rhymes.
When it comes to help, I am the Colonel. Get what you want. Email support at the Heroes Journal.
.co.
.co.
It's got really loopy.
You just you are on the live stream with the three wise elders here. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. Email support at theheroesjournal.co, Victoria, and claim your amazing prize, whatever you would like, right?
Whatever you like. And remember, you're going to have a good time. Make sure and make it snappy. And if you choose to quest